got Roberto Sanchez back here on the program. Who's going to be taking on Ryan Benoit at UFC 228 on September 8th. Roberto, what's going on, man? How you doing?
Doing great. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well. It's been a while since you and I last talked. Of course, you haven't fought since February. Did you want this much time off, or were you looking to get in there a little bit sooner?
I have a family, so I enjoy any time off I can get. But yeah, I was definitely ready to get back in there.
Yeah, and of course, we talked right after that. That was a really big win over Joby Sanchez. Just how nice was it to be able to, come off a win, have some months, and, training's a lot better when you're coming off a win than a loss, obviously.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Of course, I was back in the gym working on what I needed to work on, but it's definitely a lot less stressful coming off a win.
Yeah, no, I bet. Did you get up to anything this summer? I know this fight was announced, not too long ago, but did you get to do anything with the family?
Just spent a lot of time together. We did travel a little bit, but just having more time at home was definitely great.
Okay, that's good. Whereabouts did you travel?
Nowhere far. We went to a water park not too far. Stayed in some cabins for the weekend.
That's pretty awesome. I wouldn't downplay that. I'd love to go on some water slides. That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's good. I guess I was going to say, because, during fight camps and stuff, you make a lot of sacrifices because you have a full-time job as well. So I imagine getting to give back like that to the family is probably very rewarding for you.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Since I work, Monday through Friday and then train at night, I get a few hours, even to myself. But, I try to spend as much as I can with my family. And, definitely if I don't have a fight lined up, try to sneak in some time.
So what about today? It's a weekend. I imagine you're spending time with your kids today, but do you get any downtime at all on Sundays? This is when we're recording this.
No, Sunday is one of my sparring days. So
really? Okay.
After church, I go to the gym, train. My wife will go to her mom's house, and then we'll get back together after. I just got home, and I'm going to do a little bit more training, then we'll get together and hang out.
Man, what a contrast that is. Go to church, and then you go punch people in the face. That must be pretty interesting.
It's cool because my pastors came to like 5 or 6 of my fights.
Oh, yeah?
So
nice.
It's a big thing.
Okay, that's very cool. Let's talk about your opponent here, Ryan Benoit. Obviously, great opponent here, 10-5 record, has that win over Sergio Pettis. How do you feel like you match up against him in this fight?
I think it's a good matchup. He's a good wrestler, good striker, has good Muay Thai, and he's going to be looking for that knockout punch, and I just have to avoid it, try to get the takedown, and do what I do.
And is part of you excited to be able to showcase all your skill set? Because the 2 fights we've seen in the UFC, it was a loss and then a quick win. Like, we haven't really got to see you. For any of us watching, when we saw you in LFA, obviously that was on display. But in the UFC, we really haven't seen the true Roberto Sanchez. Do you feel like that as well?
Yeah, but to me that's good.
Yeah.
Rather
you don't get paid by the hour, yeah.
Yeah, not that I want to have a quick loss. No one wants a quick loss. But, the faster I can get the job done, the better, definitely.
Good stuff. How's training camp going, and who have been some of your main training partners?
It's going good. Just it's the same team I've always been working with. They're great, and they're always keeping me sharp, keeping me moving, keeping me on top of my game. And definitely, after that first loss I had, it changed how I train now. So I'm a lot more technical when I'm thinking about striking, not just looking for the takedown.
Right. No, I hear you on that. How about the weight cut? How's that process going amongst everything that's going on this summer?
It's going great. I track my weight daily and my calories and everything. I do it all myself. I don't have someone special that does it, and I have a whole chart, and I know exactly where I am and where that compares to my last 6 fights. And so I'm good. Okay.
Who's going to be in your corner for this fight?
Draculino, my jiu-jitsu coach. Pedro is my striking coach, and my older brother Omar.
Oh, excellent. Okay. And how do you see this fight playing out on September 8th?
I don't know. Not saying I'm worried about it, but I hate to say it's gonna go this way, because you never know how it's gonna go. I was always kind of like, I'm going to get the takedown, get the submission. But, it doesn't always go that way. I learned that after my first loss. So I'm definitely going to go in there and play my game. He's going to play his game. We're going to see who comes out on top.
Where do you feel like a win over Ryan puts you in the division right now? Because there's a lot of changes going on right now with that division. And, an impressive win here, I would imagine, would propel you up pretty high in the rankings.
Yeah, I think it might be possible. I might be able to get a top 15 guy if I get this one. Joby was he had some fights with some tough guys. He had fought, somebody that fought Demetrius. So I think I might look for a top 15 guy if I can get this one.
Excellent. And what are your thoughts on the division? I mentioned going through a bit of an influx. We've got a new champion, Henry Cejudo. Did you watch the fight? And if so, what were your thoughts? Do you feel like Henry did enough to win the fight?
Yeah, I think he did. He did enough to win the fight. I think they should give Demetrius the immediate rematch if he wants it, since he was so dominant for so long. That'll be an exciting fight to watch because I'm sure they'll both have some adjustments to make. But I'm looking forward to that.
Well, and also just keeps the division moving, right? I know there's some people who are like, if Henry moves up, that puts things at a standstill, unfortunately.
That's true. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, and they'll have to keep tabs on it or whatever. Did you expect Henry to pull this off? He was a bit of an underdog. Of course, Demetrius been so dominant as champion. Was this something, heading into the fight, did you feel like Henry could do it?
I'm sure he put in a ton of work after that first loss. I'm sure that, I'm sure that affected his training a great deal. Because I remember I watched one of his interviews. He said after that first fight, he didn't think Demetrius could do that to him. A quick first round knockout. So he definitely changed his game. You could tell that in the fight. He was moving around a lot more, switching stances, keeping Demetrius on his toes, and getting those takedowns. So yeah, I was really impressed with his performance.
Now, every time I ask you what you're up to downtime-wise, like in between camp, like trying to take it easy and stuff, you don't really watch much TV or anything. So what are you doing right now other than hanging out with the family to kind of break up the monotony of work and training and everything else?
I've been working on the house,
Oh, cool. Okay.
Haven't got around to fixing. It's once you own a house, there's always something that needs to be fixed. So, I've been doing some of that, and for work, I have exams I study for every now and then. I don't have one I'm studying for right now, but I did pass one like a month after my last fight, which was great.
Nice. What was that exam for? Kind of break it down in simple terms for those of us who might not be familiar with your world.
It was an actuarial exam, and it was a third exam, MFE, and it deals with pricing stock options, so calls and puts and other exotic options.
Okay, gotcha. I got most of that.
There's not really an easy way for me to explain it, but yeah, it's putting a price on call options and put options, pretty much.
And doing those exams, I guess, does that sort of raise your status in the corporate world as far as what you bring to the table? Because I know when you do, I think like more schooling or whatever, it kind of it gets you in a higher pay grade, I would think.
Yeah, that's the great thing about the profession is if you pass an exam, you automatically get a raise. And then you're eligible for a promotion. So it's not a kind of like, sometimes you do some schooling, you don't know if it will lead to anything. Well, this you're kind of guaranteed.
Right. And like the UFC too, you might go out there and knock out Ryan Benoit, but you might not get the bonus. There might be someone else who does it on the main card. You never know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So there you go. It's good to have other options. I think that's what I'm getting at there. But Roberto, it's always good talking to you. I always appreciate you taking the time, man. Just remind people where they can find you on social media. And if you have any sponsors or shout-outs, the floor is yours.
Sure. You can find me on social media at LittleFury_MMA on Instagram and Twitter, and of course on Facebook. And yeah, I'll be fighting in Dallas September 8th.
What's up, fight fans? If you like this video, be sure to subscribe to see even more interviews with your favorite UFC and Bellator fighters. We've also got coverage at events, including post-fight press conferences and media scrums. And if you like this video, check out the video to my right. It's worth your time.